Pads are on. The Raiders are going full speed. And let me tell you right now, there is a lot to be excited about in Vegas. Look, after 5 non-padded practices, the Raiders have finally kicked things into gear. Training camp is officially in full throttle, and I can't wait to dive into everything that's coming out right now. Some things are new. Others are carryovers from what we saw earlier. But either way, it's getting real. Take Darian Porter, for example. He looks solid, and I'm definitely keeping an eye on how he develops from here. But the real buzz, that's coming from the trenches. What's up, Raiders fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Raiders. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Raiders. You've got to love watching offensive linemen go to work in full pads. It's one thing to see movement and walkthroughs, but now you can really see who's got pop, who's physical, and who's ready to play. And man, this stuff gets me fired up. There's a different kind of intensity when guys are actually hitting. You can hear it, you can feel it, and that energy, it tells you everything you need to know about who's ready to fight for a roster spot. And let's talk about Dylan Parham. He's lined up with his left hand in the dirt at left guard. Next to him, Jordan Meredith at center. What they're doing out there is textbook. Double team off the line, read the D lineman, and climb to the second level. Parham seals the edge, Meredith gets to the linebacker. That's wide zone action, and it looks sharp. Clean technique, good communication. That's what you want to see in the early stages of camp. Then there's Will Putnam and rookie Caleb Rogers. We've been hearing some really encouraging things about Rogers so far. He's been getting praise and looks like a guy who could develop into something real. Honestly, the first preseason game can't come soon enough. I want to see these young guys in live reps. You never know how a rookie will hold up until they're in the fire. And here's the big one that's blowing up. The clip of Tyrie Wilson absolutely manhandling Charles Snowden. I mean, Snowden's no small dude, and Tyrie just tossed him. That aggression? That's what you want to see. Sure, it's just camp, and sure, it's not full contact yet, but you gotta love that mindset. That's the kind of play that tells you a switch might have flipped in Tyrie's head. He's always been strong. We knew that. But this play, this looked personal. I hope he keeps trending in that direction. If Tyrie Wilson gets meaner, nastier, if he wants it that bad, this defense takes a whole new shape. That's what separates the guys who flash from the guys who dominate. And here's the real update. Jackson Powers-Johnson is back with the first team at center. That's right. After a few practices where Meredith was running with the ones, JPJ is right back in his spot. And that's exactly where he belongs. He's a cornerstone. He's the anchor of that line. I mean, come on. JPG is arguably our best offensive lineman. Some people were seriously suggesting Meredith might start over him. I never bought into that. I figured they were just giving Meredith some burn, maybe checking if he's a better fit than Putnam or can hold his own in a pinch. But JPJ is that guy. Let's not overthink this. Now back to Caleb Rogers. Jesse Merrick saw him in one-on-ones and said the rookie looked good. Strong anchor, held his ground. That matches what I've been hearing from my own guy at camp. And look, I trust this source way more than some random report. That said, Rogers isn't getting first-team reps yet, and that makes sense. He's a rookie. Unless you're a first-rounder, you're not jumping the line ahead of vets, but I want to see him get those snaps at some point. Here's the truth. Dylan Parham hasn't been irreplaceable. He's been up and down, flashes at times, but also struggles with consistency and health. So, yeah. The future at guard could be wide open, and Rogers has real potential. Speaking of O-line, the guy I talked to has been locked in on these linemen and told me something big. He thinks Kolton Miller could be a top 5 to 7 tackle this year. And he's not the type to throw that out lightly. He said Miller looks different. Confidence, leadership, conditioning. He's never seen Kolton in this kind of shape. And with a contract extension looming, you better believe the guy is motivated, so keep your eyes on him. He might be primed for a massive season. Overall, this O-line could be way ahead of where it's been. Honestly, the last 2 years, easily bottom 5 in the league. But this year, if DJ Glaze develops, if Rogers continues to grow, we could be talking about a top 15, maybe even top 10 unit. That's how much upside there is. Okay, now let's shift to the backfield. Rookie Ashton Jeanty is showing off his pass blocking, great leverage in drills. And while it's early, and yeah, things aren't quite full speed yet, you can still see it, the talent's real. There have been whispers about Jeanty ever since OTAs, but now with pads on, you're seeing a bit more. It's still not live tackling, but the signs are there. And I'm excited, because the Raiders need that kind of back. A guy who can pop a big one on any given play. And if he keeps this up, he might just become that. Let's talk wide receivers. Jesse Merrick tweeted that while everyone's been focused on Jacoby Myers and Dante Thornton, it's Trey Tucker who's been stealing the spotlight. First day in pads, he owned it. Honestly, before all this, I wasn't sure how big of a role Tucker was going to have. Thornton kind of plays the same role. But Chip Kelly has shifted things around, and Tucker is flashing. Multiple people at camp have pointed it out. Now, let's not jump to conclusions and blame the QBs. I don't think that's what's happening here. Tucker's just making plays. And if he keeps building on this momentum, he's going to force his way into a major role in this offense. And speaking of playmakers, Gino Smith hit Thornton on a 65-yard bomb. Some say 70, doesn't matter. The rookie flew past Darian Porter, and Gino dropped it in perfectly. Touchdown. These are the kind of plays we haven't seen from this team in years. With Carr and Devontae, it happened occasionally, but it wasn't consistent. Now, it's happening in camp. Big plays, explosiveness. Trey Tucker had 2 touchdowns the day before. And I'm telling you, with Chip designing these shot plays and Gino's deep ball, this offense could be special. The pieces are there. Bowers, Jeanty, Thornton, Tucker. Chip's cooking. And I can't wait to see it unfold. Now, let's talk linebackers. Tommy Eichenberg took first-team reps again today. That's back-to-back days working with the ones he's young. So are Cody Lindenberg and Amari Gaynor. Then you've got the vets, Jalen Smith, Jermaine Pratt, Jamal Adams, Devin White, Elandon Roberts. You know what that means? We don't need all the young guys to hit. Just one. One guy to step up and say, I can start. I can make plays. I can be part of this rotation. Eichenberg is getting that chance, and I hope he sticks, man. He's shown flashes. He's had struggles, but he's right there in the mix. That's all you can ask for right now. Devin White, 2 big plays today. Another third down stop. That's exactly what you want to see from your starting linebacker. And look, with Wilkins drama still lingering, this defense needs guys to step up. You've got Max, Malcolm, Butler, and of course Tyrie Wilson. What if Wilson actually becomes that top 10 pick level player? That's huge. And speaking of Wilson, again, he's looking more and more like that guy. More dominant, more aggressive. It's clicking. Let's just say, he sent a message today, and the league better be listening. Because if he keeps bringing this fire, this attitude, the Raiders' defense is going to be a whole different animal in 2025.